Twilight, I'm going to be very honest with you. There have been Timberwolf sightings in the Everfree Forest. Sakura had to flee her cottage. There is no way you girls are going to be able to defeat them in your current situation that you girls are in. I shall send the Royal Guard to Ponyville, and there will be an extra squad to accompany you when you go to visit Trixie. You must bring Spike with you. You must get the scroll from Trixie and have Spike send it to me. And I will send back a reverse spell as soon as I can figure it out. Until then, you have to keep away from the Alpha, the leader of the wolf pack. Then, when I send you the reverse spell, after you switch back, I will send a spell to destroy the Timberwolves for good. I was too kind on them before. The Royal Guard will be there in Ponyville now. Should be there in Ponyville now. You must go now and be careful. Do you understand? We have to get the scroll. Twilight asked everyone, and everyone nodded. The 7 of them went off to find the Royal Guard. By the time they reached the town, Ponyville was already under attack by the Timberwolves. It was quite obvious that the Timberwolves were not expecting any sort of retaliation. There was chaos among the Timberwolves, and some were beginning to retreat back into the forest to regroup. Twilight spotted a camp of Royal Guards in the middle of the town and began heading towards them. 4 Timberwolves turned the corner and found the 7 friends, charged at them. Rainbow grasped a barrel that was near and hurled it towards the pack of wolves. The barrel caught the wolf's side, and he staggered for a moment. Twilight flew with great speed and kicked the other wolf in the side of the neck. The wolf fell to the ground and got back up and whimpered away. Fluttershy saw that Rarity was about to be pounced on and immediately turned and bucked the wolf out of the air. The 3 injured wolves fled, and the 4th soon followed. The group of friends then made their way to the camps of guards without any interruptions. "Where is the squad that Celestia sent for us?" Twilight asked. "We must get Trixie soon." "Beta, Gamma, and Delta will come with me. Absolution, Zeta, and the rest will stay here with our little blue friend." "Yes, sir," the wolves shouted in unison. Trixie was panting now, wide-eyed and confused. "What do I do? These meager wolves won't stand a chance against the Royal Guard. Not without their alpha. What do I do? What can I do?" "Ma'am, 6 ponies and some guards just entered the forest. What do you want us to do?" Trixie hung her head low and said softly, "What can I do?" Twilight and her friends, along with the Royal Guard, were trudging through the forest at a fast canter. Each pony's eyes peeled for any sign of Trixie's encampment. There was no sign of any Timberwolves. This concerned Twilight. "They must be setting an ambush," Twilight thought as she noticed a faint flicker of fire in the distance. "That must be their camp. Let's take it slow from here." The group stealthily approached the camp to see a group of wolves waiting for Trixie to give orders. But she just sat there looking lost and confused. One of the guards leaned in for a closer look, but the twig snapped under his hoof, and the wolves sprang into an attack stance. "Orders, Trixie?" a wolf questioned. Trixie thought for a moment. "Everyone except Epsilon focus on the guards. Epsilon, watch my back and get rid of Twilight and her friends." Twilight could see in the eyes of Trixie that she knew that her plan had been ruined. Where could their alpha be? Twilight thought. She scanned the camp for Trixie's tent, thinking that it would most likely hold the scroll. She saw one that read, "The great and powerful Trixie." Well, that was easier than I thought, Twilight thought. "All right. The guards go in first and distract the wolves. The rest of you keep Trixie busy while I try and find the scroll," Twilight explained. "Ready?" The group nodded. The guards went in first and headed towards the pack of wolves. The wolves circled the guards and began to battle. Now, girls, go distract Trixie, while Spike, you stay here, and I'll get to you once I get the scroll. And when Celestia gives us the reverse spell, get all of our attention, okay? Let's do this. The 5 ponies approached Trixie and the wolves with her. Now, where is your Twilight Dash? Trixie let out a laugh and then said to the Epsilon, "Get them." The wolves made a pounce and connected with Rainbow Dash. Rarity quickly bucked the wolves off of her. Twilight then flew with an amazing speed towards Trixie's tent. "No! You will never find it!" Trixie yelled as Applejack and Fluttershy charged towards her. Trixie casted an illusion spell and made a dense fog covering the entire area and started towards her tent. As she got to the entrance of her tent, Twilight flew out and headed towards Spike. "Spike, send this to Celestia!" Twilight yelled as she tossed the scroll towards Spike. Spike took the letter and blew on it, and it was sent. Now they must wait. Trixie bursted through the bush and yelled, "Where is it? Where is my scroll? What did you do with it? Do you realize what I had to do with that?" "You will rue the day, Twilight Sparkle. Trixie will get her revenge." "It's too late, Trixie. Celestia will find the reverse spell, and I'm not sure what she's going to do with you, but I'm sure if you give up now, she'll be less harsh on your punishment," Twilight persuaded. "No, I will get my revenge. Little does Celestia know, Alpha decided to head over to Canterlot with his top 3 wolves since the guards are here. Celestia can handle herself. And she had Luna there with her. You lost, Trixie. Give up." "You're the one who lost, Twilight. While you're standing here talking to me, all your little friends are being hurt by wolves. There is nothing you can do." "Trixie, you used to be just an annoying and showboaster, but now you're just a self-centered, arrogant mayor. You are completely driven by vengeance, and it has consumed you. Even if you get away with this, no one will respect you anymore. They know you caused this, and they will despise you even more." Trixie exploded with rage and lunged towards Twilight. Twilight threw Spike on her back and flew towards her friends. She noticed there were no more wolves in the area, and every pony was fine. Spike coughed up a letter, and Twilight handed it to Pinkie. "Pinkie, you have to read the scroll and concentrate very hard on what you're doing. Do you understand?" Pinkie nodded and began to read the scroll. "Guards, make sure Trixie over there doesn't get near us." Pinkie was nearing the end of the scroll when Trixie casted a fog spell for a second time and began charging towards Pinkie. She slipped past the guards and tackled Pinkie. "I will never let you finish that spell. You thought a magic mediocre like Pinkie could do this complicated spell?" Trixie looked around and saw that the 6 pony friends were collapsed on the ground. Trixie looked back at the pony she pounced on with a worried look. "Think again," Twilight said, and shot Trixie with an electric shock and got back up. "I'm back to my old self. Looks like everyone else is still out cold. That's fine. I think I can get out of here on my own." "Give up, Trixie. You can't match my magic." A flash came from the other side of the camp, and yet again a dense fog covered the encampment. Twilight hears the charge coming from her left, turns, and shoots a blinding spell. The fog fades, and Trixie is laid bound in magic. "Now, what are we going to do with you?" Twilight asked herself. "There, the reverse spell has been sent," Celestia said. "Hopefully the girls will do the reverse spell right," Luna said, concerned. "They'll be fine. They've been through worse," Celestia reassured. Suddenly, the main chamber door busted open, revealing Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta. "How naive of you to send all your guards to Ponyville, when I could show up at any minute," Alpha said. "Too bad all all those ponies had to get hurt. Oh, it's all part of my plan, Alpha. You see, I sent Twilight and her friends the reverse spell, and I knew you would show up. That's why I prepared this, Celestia said coolly, as she placed her feet on the tile and her horn let out a quick flash. What's this? Why can't I move? Alpha demanded. I'm going to do the same thing to you as I did with Discord. And with you, I don't have to worry about anyone breaking the spell, Celestia said with a smirk. Any last words? Alpha thought for a minute. Long live the princess, he said with disbelief. Well, I do love your new addition to your garden, Princess, Twilight said, looking at the stone statue of Alpha and his top 3 pack members. Yes, me too. Did you learn anything new about friendship? Celestia asked. Of course, Princess. I learned that each pony has her own special ability that they can only truly be best at if you don't recognize their ability, then you're losing out on a great part of who that pony is, Twilight concluded. But can I ask what you did with Trixie? Trixie is on her 3rd and final strike. But to answer your question, she is closed off from society and in a cabin that can suppress any sort of magic. Unless anyone interferes, you shouldn't need to worry about her, Celestia said plainly. All right. Well, I guess that's for the better. I just wish she would change. There's a lot of potential in her as a unicorn. Well, I'll see you another time. Bye, Princess, Twilight said. Celestia waited for Twilight to leave before she walked back over to her garden. I couldn't bear to tell Twilight about you. She obviously didn't want to be enemies with you. But if you were too much of a risk, Celestia said to the statue of a pony with a cape and a hat. Well, that's the end of Switch Flames, every pony. I'll see you next time when we return with another story. Thanks for listening.